I got a message from Regal, and it was asking if we could talk. And I made time to talk to him, and I went outside the hospital. And so I'm sitting out on a park bench out in front of the Mayo Clinic on Sunday night. And we had this really long, good talk, and it was very positive. And he really had, I think, good intentions, I'd like to say, for why he wanted to go back. And it made a lot of sense to me that he would want to work with his son and be with his son. And he said to me, honestly, and it made sense, given where you're sitting right now, does it make sense to you that I would want to go back and be with my son? And at that point where I was sitting, yeah, it really did make a lot of sense to me. And frankly, the last thing I wanted to do at that moment was prevent any parent and any child, any son, from being together, as I was sitting on a park bench at the Mayo Clinic in Jacksonville, while my mom was sleeping inside and recovering from a major operation. And so I told him, I do think, I don't know how we're going to do it yet. I'm going to have to do a lot of thinking. It's going to require more changes. I referenced earlier, there's been a lot of that this year, that we've tried to make the best of everything. And I really do believe we've been able to have great events through it all. There were a lot of changes going into Forbidden Door, but I thought it was one of the best pay-per-view shows of the year. There were a lot of changes going into Full Gear, but really I thought it was one of the best events of the year. And it was the start of a new period for AEW. And I had to think about that, but I also had to think about family. And given that's, where I was at and where he was at, it made a lot of sense that we would try to accommodate him and that request.